Hey everybody, how are you? Thanks for watching. It's 2021, it's fantasy football, it's exciting! As we all get ready for our fantasy drafts, of course, the thing we think about first is the running backs. The scarcest position was a mess last year, but nailing running backs is the thing we most need to do. And hello there, I'm Chris. Welcome back. Thank you for being here for 2021. We really appreciate you watching. Before I get to it, I just have one thing to ask you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, maybe you're just seeing us for the first time and you think this is a pretty good video, please subscribe. I think it's that direction. There's a little bell. If you're not already subscribed, it helps the channel out a lot. Free to you. It doesn't cost you anything, but we are trying to grow the channel. It would help very much. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to count down my top 7 running backs for standard league scoring in fantasy for 2021. And I'm going to start with number 1. I'm going to say Vikings running back Dalvin Cook. I can't say Cook is the no-brainer number 1 choice. There are a few candidates, and we're going to get to those guys. I think Cook's a terrific player. He's probably not world historically great, but he's the one coming off the healthiest season, coming off 1,900 scrimmage yards. He's scored 30 touchdowns the past 2 years combined. He's one of the best running backs in the league, no question. This screen last year against the Packers, please don't tell me Cook is not an incredible open field player, slashing and breaking tackles and cutting perfectly into holes. He's a wonderful player. He has a safe workload. And coming off a year where he stayed healthy and pretty much everyone got hurt, not everyone, but pretty much everyone, Cook is my favorite combination of safe and good. What you're seeing here are my film grades on Dalvin Cook. He's quite fast, but the quickness is what's truly next level. If you're interested in seeing all of my talent grades on all draftable players for 2021, you can find the Harris Football Almanac at harrisfootball.com. It's where I give everyone a write-up and everyone some film grades. When it comes to Cook as the number 1 player overall, it's not a no-brainer. If actually I had a choice among like which draft choice to pick this year, if I could pick my spot, I probably wouldn't pick one. I'd probably pick 3 or 4. Number 2 on my standard league list this year is Alvin Kamara. And I will not accept Drew Brees' retirement as a reason to avoid Kamara near the top of your draft. Would I rather my stud running back was having to play with a stud quarterback? Sure. Did Kamara have that last year when he ran for 21 touchdowns? He did not. Drew Brees was hurt and not all that great when he was healthy. You're worried about Taysom Hill stealing touchdowns? Hill stole 8 last year and Kamara scored, I just said it, 21. It's not Kamara's situation I'm worried about, but I admit, Alvin Kamara has 0 1,000 rushing yard seasons in his NFL life. You won't be taking Kamara strictly for running numbers. You need those 700-plus receiving yards, and I think the quarterbacks can and will give them to him, but it's not a total lock. Cook and Kamara actually share a lot of traits. And frankly, I think Kamara runs with more power than Cook, but the Saints don't really use him that way. That's why Latavius Murray is still aboard. The good news about drafting Kamara early could be that with no more Drew Brees, maybe they'll use him differently. Maybe he will get more power looks and more up-the-gut stuff and just more rushing, and that would be great. But even with the workload that he's got in the past, I'm still very much on Alvin Kamara, number 2. Number 3 in a standard league is also number 1 in PPR for me. It's Christian McCaffrey, the quickest back in the league, the best receiving back in the league, dangerous as hell in space, and of course, was the consensus number 1 overall pick in 2020 and played in only 3 games. We're not going to argue about how good he is. He's really good. I just hope the Panthers realize that the workloads they gave him in 18 and 19 were not sustainable. We used to worry about the curse of 400 back in the olden days, 400-plus scrimmage touches. And the NFL doesn't do that to running backs anymore, especially not guys McCaffrey's size. But in 2019, McCaffrey had 403 touches, only the 3rd guy to hit that milestone since 2009, and the smallest guy to do it in the past 20 years. McCaffrey's film grades, especially quickness and receiving, off the charts. But he's going to have a better season if the Panthers give him 80 to 90% of the workload that he got in 2019. I know that seems counterintuitive. Give me every snap possible. The fact is, Christian McCaffrey has in 2019 played the most snaps of any running back this millennium. Stop that. If the Panthers aren't smart with him, I worry he gets hurt again. People, Fantrax is the most customizable fantasy platform in the world, and it's free. We are showing you the Fantrax platform. Any format, any scoring, any bonuses, salary cap, auction, fab, all the stuff you wish your current platform can do, Fantrax can do it, and it's free. And they'll work with you to import any existing league you already have. And Fantrax wants you to experience their platform, so here's what they are doing. They are putting on a best ball league for my viewers. free to play, $1,000 in prizes. Pick your team, maybe win a bunch of money. All you have to do is make an account at fantrax.com/Harris and then click the link in the notes below and join the league. Just that easy. I'll be in it. Cousin Josh will be in it. All your favorite guests will be in it. Fantrax.com/Harris to make an account and then click the link in the notes below to join the league. Come play with us and experience Fantrax. Oh, and also, before I forget, let me remind you, also, please subscribe. You don't have to do anything, right? But if you would subscribe to the channel, it really does help. Okay, I'm going to keep going with the countdown. Let's do it. I'm on to my number 4 running back in standard leagues for 2021. It is not the guy you think. It's Nick Chubb. I know, I still haven't gotten to that other guy, last year's number 1. That's coming. But I would take Nick Chubb next in a standard league. He's just that prototypical big back who runs like a small back. I think he might be the best running back in the league. Take a look at this play from last year where the Texans are selling out to get the ball back at the end of the game. Justin Reed is unblocked. He has an angle. Chubb cuts it inside as though to bully for a first down, then tap dances outside to escape. That's a 227-pound running back doing that. I love Cleveland's offensive line. I don't love Kareem Hunt playing there still. But in games when he was active and healthy last year, even with Hunt playing, Nick Chubb averaged 18 touches per game. And I'm sorry, that's enough. I don't mind that kind of platoon. I admit Chubb also got hurt last year. He missed nearly 5 games with a knee sprain. He is my favorite big back in the league. And here's this other big back at number 5. You've been waiting for him. Last year's clear fantasy MVP, Derrick Henry. And yeah, I'm saying number 5, standard scoring. I have him number 8 PPR. I know that means I'm not getting Derrick Henry. I know that means I've been wrong on him each of the past 2 years. I clearly have. All I can tell you is that Derrick Henry breaks my brain. It shouldn't work. He's slow to the hole. He doesn't cut. His vision isn't great. I watch him game after game, and after 3 quarters, he's stuck on no stats. He was stuffed for 0 or fewer yards 59 times last year, most in the league, and he weighs 247 pounds. I just don't think he's a great player. NFL teams don't usually give guys who get stuffed that often 378 carries. In the Titans' case, they did. And I'm giving him a B+ for speed. I admit, when he finally gets his shoulder squared and gets up to speed, he's almost impossible to tackle. In baseball terms, I think Derrick Henry's a compiler. It's hard to stay healthy with these kinds of workloads. Now the Titans have Julio Jones. Maybe they don't have to lean on him so much. I also can't deny that I've been wrong, and if he goes out and does it again, I will have missed out, and I'm too low in my ranks. Number 6, if you're familiar with my work, you know that I wish I could have Saquon Barkley number 1, because before he tore his ACL in week 2 last year, he was the best player at his position in the league. But when a running back tears an ACL, you know, these highlights we're showing you are not from 2020. We don't know how Barkley's knee will react. This insanely talented player, fast and agile and big and a great receiver. He was the best in the league. Maybe he still will be. Adrian Peterson tore his ACL in 2012, ran for 2,000 yards the next year. I hope that's the case for Barkley. But we're really not going to know anything for certain until we get to see him play in the regular season, and I do think we have to factor downside into his rank. Look no further than Dalvin Cook, who tore an ACL his rookie year, came back and battled nagging injuries all throughout his second year, finished the year RB31. There are other great running backs who've been fine a season after an ACL. Jamal Lewis, Jamal Charles, Ronnie Brown. But I think we have to factor in some risk. And lastly for this video, number 7 on my list, I've got Aaron Jones. He was top 5 last year after a lot of the big guys got hurt. He's among the quickest backs in the league, and he's an underrated pass catcher. He deserves first-round fantasy consideration, as is the case with someone like Christian McCaffrey. Jones is best and healthiest when he's not touching it 20-plus times per game. That sweet spot of like 16 through 19, that would do fine, which means if A.J. Dillon comes in and gets single-digit carries each week, I'm fine. Now, it was very close for me between Aaron Jones at number 7 and Zeke Elliott at number 8, and I probably took the coward's way out by picking the guy who played better last year. Maybe we'll find out Zeke was banged up and he'll go nuts again this year. Actually, in PPR, I do have them flipped. I have Elliott higher. But in standard, Jones was good in short yardage last year. He was good catching it. He's very quick, sort of a budget McCaffrey. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's going to be back right around the turn of your first round. That's where Aaron Jones should go. And that's it, my top 7 running backs in standard scoring for 2021. You can find all my ranks at harrisfootball.com. I will keep updating them throughout August into September. You'll always know exactly where I stand. Again, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. You can check out the almanac. We'd love if you got yourself an almanac as well. Very much thank you for listening. Leave some comments down there. Like the video. You know all the things you do on YouTube. Appreciate it very much. Happy to be back. And let's go win some fantasy leagues. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment. Tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on. And of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.